This is Religion in the News, sponsored by Wish TV, in cooperation with the Church Federation of Greater Indianapolis.
Good morning, I'm J.R. Ryder. Welcome to our June edition of Religion in the News. Joining me today is Carol Sissom, Merlin Gonzalez, Lori Cobian, Faith James, and Maria Pimentel Gannon are off today. We have a great show for you as our guests talk about an upcoming benefit concert, an Ethiopian Adoptive Family Ministries, an upcoming walk to benefit cancer victims, and a gunshot victim shares her story. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Religion in the News. Again, I'm J.R. Ryder. Today, my guest is the chairman of the Unity of Faith Benefit Concert, Reverend Steve Blanchard. Welcome back to our show.
Good to see you.
Many people are aware, but just so that I can enlighten my audience, you are also the president, the current president of the Church Federation of Greater Indianapolis.
That is correct.
Always a pleasure to have you guys on our show. Let's talk about this upcoming concert. This is the gala for 2014 for the Church Federation.
That is correct. It's our major benefit concert for us that helps us get funds for the coming year.
Now, I remember last year's concert. Boy, what a good time. We had Katie Stam, the former Miss America, and
right.
The Gaithers were here,
right.
the iconic Bill and Gloria Gaither.
Sure.
We had so many young people expressing themselves in a musical fashion. Talk to us about what's going to be different this year.
Well, the difference about this concert is it's going to be in a concert type of setting. It will take place at the Palladium in Carmel, June 13th. And the difference will be that there will be all kinds of groups that will be with us. There will be a 100-voice choir. There will be a full symphony orchestra with us from 91st Street Christian Church. There will be handbell choirs. There will be even a jazz band, liturgical dance, both solo and an ensemble cast, and a brass group. You know, so it's going to be quite an amazing way for us to demonstrate all the creative gifts that we have within our city.
You said a 100-voice choir? Well,
that's what we're anticipating.
How many different parts can we get out of a 100-voice choir? That's amazing.
Right.
Now, is this going to be primarily young people like last year, or is it going to be?
There will be an emphasis on youth, but it's more. We've invited a wider perspective, a wider group of people to take part in this, including adults. But there will be a youth choir as well as a 100-voice choir. There will be like I say, a jazz band from a local school. You know, so it's going to be very a lot of different things going on.
Now, remember when we had the centennial celebrations for the Church Federation, that was one of the milestones, one of the goals that the Federation had set out was to incorporate more youth-oriented events. Tell us about, again, the date, the time, the place where this is going to be, and how people can get involved.
Yeah, it takes place Friday, June 13th at the Palladium in Carmel. People can call the box office there in Carmel for tickets, or they can call the Church Federation, but the best place probably is to call the box office at the Palladium.
And again, this is to benefit the Church Federation. This is part of the benefit drive, I'm assuming?
That's correct. Okay. And a part of what we'll be doing also that evening is having a silent auction, which begins at 6 o'clock. The concert itself is at 7:30. So people can arrive early, check out everything that's being offered, and provide in that way as well. And they may come home with something great to put in their house.
I'll make sure we put that contact information up.
Thanks.
To Reverend Steve. Thank you, as always, for being our guest this morning on Religion in the News.
It's good to be with you.
I will see you there at the gala.
All right.
All right, Carol, now to you.
Thank you, JR. Good morning. I am Carol Sissom, and my guest today is gunshot victim Naquana Durham. Good morning to Religion in the News.
Good morning. How are you?
Naquana, you have probably the most amazing story I've ever heard in my life. You were shot in the face with an AK-47, and you're here to tell us what happened. Not only shot once, but 3 times, and you were pregnant. Tell us your story. I understand about in 2009, you were in a car and you were the victim of a massive shooting. Tell me what happened.
Well, first of all, I want to give God praise for allowing me to live 5 years past the incident. And on May 23rd of 2009, I was shot 3 times with an AK-47 while 7 months pregnant.
And it's and the bullet's still?
Yeah, it's one here, 2 times in the back, and grazed in the head. And I was airlifted to Methodist Hospital from Anderson. I don't know.
So you said you were you just left a birthday party, and 20 minutes later, after the birthday party, you're being airlifted to the hospital back to Indianapolis.
And I saw the light that day too, because it was like being shot. I got out the car and started running because I thought he was going to reload the gun and start shooting again. And I saw the light. And
what do you mean you saw the light? You were shot and you took off running?
Yes, and everything was yellow for like maybe 30 seconds until I turned the opposite way, and then it got back to normal, but it was real blurry.
Do you think that was heaven, or?
Yeah, it was God speaking to me, I know.
It wasn't your time?
No, it wasn't my time at all. And I just really want to thank God for
Now tell us more. You're 7 months pregnant. You've just been shot in the face with an AK-47, shot 2 times in the back, and at the hospital they cut you open?
Yeah, they cut me open to see where the bullet had went. They thought the bullet had hit my stomach. And they said if it would have hit my stomach, I wouldn't have made it. And it didn't hit my stomach. It's just fragments still in there, though.
Still in, and the bullet's still here?
Yes, the bullet's still here.
Why is it still in your face?
Because they said if they was to make one wrong move, it could mess up my sinuses, which I think my sinuses are already messed up anyway, because it traveled through my face. So.
Now tell us about the baby. It was born. You have a daughter?
She didn't come at the time of the incident. She came when she was due, actually 3 days later. I was due July 13th. She came July 17th. So that was 4 days later. And I got shot May 23rd, which was 7 months pregnant.
Now tell us.
She didn't have any complications or anything.
I have a million questions. We just have a few minutes, but tell us what it's like to be the victim of a shooting. Were you? Where are the people who shot you? Were they arrested?
He's incarcerated, and he should be coming home this year or next year. But I don't have no, I say, bad feelings towards him because I know it wasn't meant for me. So I don't have any.
But you go to church. You live in Anderson, and what's the name of your church?
New Life Worship Center.
And your pastor?
Pastor Nicholson.
So what have you learned from this? And I know you have a message for everyone.
Just choose wisely who you hang around. Bad company corrupts good character, is what I would say. So choose wisely who you pick to choose.
Bad company corrects good character.
Yeah, choose wisely who you pick to hang around.
Can you explain to us, why you were shot? Was it a robbery or what? Something went bad, or
it was an incident that happened with my baby daddy. Someone was shooting at my baby daddy. It was 4 of us in the car. 3 of us got shot, and he the only one that didn't get shot.
So other people got shot?
Yeah, it was 4 of us.
Can I ask you a question? What does it feel like to get shot in the face and in the back?
Actually, I didn't feel anything. It was like an adrenaline rush. I didn't feel anything until I got to the hospital. I started feeling the one in my back. It started burning. And I'm like, my back is burning, my back is burning. They told me to lift my shirt up, and they was like, well, you've been shot there too. So I'm like, oh, wow. I'm like, well, can I get some medicine? Because it's really starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt. And they gave me some medicine when I got in the helicopter, and I was in and out, just in and out on the helicopter ride.
Great. What an amazing miracle you have. And I understand you have another miracle on the way. In just a few months, you're going to be a mother again. So bless you for your amazing story.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Thanks, Carol. Good morning. I'm Merlin Gonzalez. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a fashion show that's going to be held in the next few days here. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Religion in the News. My guest today is going to talk about the fashion show that's coming up here very soon. So Rita, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Also Michelle, thank you for coming over. Rita, let's talk about the purpose of this fashion show.
Well, the purpose of the fashion show is to offer amazing fashion and live music, and to also give back to cancer patients. My husband started the show in 2009, and after my battle with cancer, I was given 3 months to live. I was on life support. I was bleeding from my ears, my eyes, my nose, my mouth, my lungs, and so the doctor said that there was nothing else that they could do. So after much prayer and the support of my community, I was able to beat cancer. So I'm now cancer-free. So that's the reason why we are promoting the show so heavy, to give back.
To give back?
To give back, yes.
Okay. So being a cancer, or was a cancer patient, that must be traumatic for you. And this event means a lot for you.
Yes.
So tell me, as you know, a cancer patient, was a cancer patient, how are you getting the word out there?
We are actually we do a lot of media networking. We have a website, and it's www.hdfashionexperience.com, and you can go on that website and look at the previous shows, the pictures, the videos, the media, the coverage that we've had, and we also are promoting through flyers and other resources.
HD Experience,
yes.
That's high definition. So, Michelle, I'm going to ask you, what can the audience expect from this fashion show?
Well, the audience can expect an amazing show featuring some really good Midwest designers, live entertainment from local artists, beautiful models, and most importantly, the opportunity to give back to cancer patients and their families.
Yeah, so why did you select to give back through fashion show?
Well, the fashion show was already an annual event that we were putting on, and last year was the first year that we decided to make it a fundraising event, and we decided to give back because of my mom's cancer experience, and we just thought it would be a really great way to give back.
So this is a benefit fashion show, and who will be the beneficiary?
The American Cancer Society.
Wow, that's great. So we only have probably one more minute here. So tell us about your experience once you find out that you are cancer-free.
The experience was amazing. I already had the word, I had the faith that I was healed, and I was just waiting for it to manifest. So when the doctors did my blood samples, they came back and said that you'll always see the damage that cancer does on your cells, but there's absolutely no trace of cancer, none whatsoever. So I was so excited, so thankful, grateful, and so this is my way of giving back. I feel obligated to help somebody that was me.
Yes. Last word of encouragement for our audience.
Last word of encouragement would be, no matter what is going on in your life, your situation, what you're going through may not be cancer, but it can be something that is weighing you down, something that is hard for you to overcome. You can overcome anything. And those that have been through, it's important for us to get involved, go to the local stations, go to the local organizations and give back.
Very good. Well, we are excited to learn more about the HD Experience fashion show coming up soon. Back to you, Lori.
Thanks, Merlin. Good morning. I'm Lori Cobian. My guest today is here to talk about Adoptive Families Ministries. Welcome to Religion in the News, Pastor Youssef. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Well, listen, Pastor Youssef, why don't you tell us a little bit about your church, and let's talk about the ministry that you want to share with our audience today.
Yes, we are proclaiming the good news of the gospel to primarily to Ethiopian and Eritrean immigrants. And we have also established a ministry to American families who have already adopted children from Ethiopia and also in the process of adopting.
Okay.
So we have already established a ministry for that.
Okay, so tell us a little bit what you do for the children that are adopted that come over into the family here. What does your church offer?
Well, the main goal of this ministry is to help these adopted children stay connected to their heritage, and eventually help them overcome any issues or struggles related to their identity. You know, the question of identity is a big issue for an adopted child. So we are trying to be a sanctuary for them, or a place where they can come and identify themselves. So we focus on that aspect.
Do you offer classes? I mean, do they come in and you have people in your church that actually work with the kids? Is that how this
Yes, we organized 5 to 6 events every year and invite the adoptive families to come and participate in that event. And during that event, we also invite different guest speakers from all over the U.S., to come and teach them more about Ethiopian culture.
Okay. And then is it the same for the adults as well? Are you helping the adults to cope with the adoption process?
Yes, the program is the same on the same event, but the children will have a different separate rooms. So for the adults, we try to teach them more about Ethiopian culture. Ethiopia is a very culturally diverse nation. Mm-hmm. So we try to teach them about language or history or even the psychological implication of international adoption.
Okay.
So all those aspects would be covered. We try to help them understand what the Ethiopian culture looks like.
Okay. Okay. So for the adults, are you on the adoption process, because sometimes we know that when you're adopting kids from another country that it takes a while, or
yes.
From the day that they might see the kid till the day that they receive the child,
yes.
2 or 3 years could go by. So do you actually minister also to the families that are waiting in that waiting process? Do you offer counseling? What do you do
yes,
for that time period?
Yes, we offer counseling. I want you to understand that we are a church. We are not an adoption agency.
Right.
We are trying to help them, understand the culture. And, we give them counseling when it comes to how to integrate, the two cultures.
Right.
American culture and Ethiopian culture. So we don't necessarily give counseling about the adoption process.
Okay.
But once they, are adopted here,
right.
we'll help them in any way we can.
Okay. Well, Pastor Youssef, we're going to put up the information on the screen. We really appreciate you coming in and sharing this ministry with us today, and I hope that the ministry works out very well and keeps
so
ministering to many families.
Thank you.
And now to you, JR.
Thank you, Lori. My guest today is I don't want to say director, I guess you're the specialist for the American Cancer Society Relay for Walk. We're going to talk about that benefit when we return.